Welcome back to RF Coins, the channel where we bring you the rarest coins, the hidden treasures of history, and the incredible stories behind every piece of currency. Today, we are going deep into the world of 1981 Lincoln cents, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but when you know its history, varieties, and current market value, you will realize why collectors around the world are going crazy to get their hands on the right piece. If you have a penny jar at home, trust me, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. The 1981 Lincoln penny marks a turning point in U.S. coin history. It was one of the final years when pennies were struck using mostly copper, before the big shift in 1982 to a cheaper zinc composition. This alone makes the 1981 Lincoln cent a key collectible coin because it represents the end of an era. For decades, pennies were made of 95% copper, a valuable metal that by itself can be worth more than 1 cent due to its intrinsic content. Imagine holding a coin that is worth more just because of the material it's made of. This is why 1981 is a hot year for collectors. History of the 1981 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Over time, the design evolved, but the classic portrait of Lincoln by Victor David Brenner has remained one of the most iconic and recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. In 1981, the penny still featured this classic bust of Lincoln on the obverse, with the words, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1981, on the right. On the reverse side, we see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears design. Underneath the memorial, if you look closely, you can actually see a tiny image of Lincoln sitting inside, a detail many people don't even notice. The reverse also carries the inscriptions, United States of America, and the phrase, E pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one. What makes 1981 fascinating is that it's the last full year of the bronze-copper alloy. By 1982, the mint began producing pennies with a zinc core and just a thin copper coating to cut costs. This means 1981 pennies are the last true copper cents, making them special to both coin enthusiasts and investors. Varieties of 1981 pennies. When it comes to 1981, we don't just have one penny, we have several varieties, and some of them are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. 1981 Philadelphia, no mint mark. These were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and have no letter under the date. Billions were made, but finding a perfect uncirculated one is still tough. 1981 D, Denver Mint, these have a small d under the date. Again, a massive mintage, but high-grade versions are valuable. 1981 S proof coins, minted at San Francisco for collectors, with the S mint mark. Proof coins are struck multiple times with polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish. These are highly collectible and can bring serious value. Type 1 versus Type 2 proofs. Here's where it gets interesting. The S mint mark on proof coins has two varieties, the Type 1, which looks blurry or filled, and the Type 2, which is sharp and clear. Type 2 is much scarcer and commands big prices in auctions. Errors and rare 1981 pennies. Now, let's talk about the real moneymakers, error coins. Minting errors can turn an ordinary penny into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Here are some of the 1981 Lincoln penny errors that you should look for. Double die obverse, DDO, look closely at the date and the letters, Liberty or In God We Trust. If you see doubling, you might have a valuable piece. Double die reverse, DDR, doubling on United States of America or 1 cent, is another variety. Off-center strikes. If the design is not centered, these error coins can sell for a lot, especially if part of the date is still visible. Clipped planchets. These are pennies with a small chunk missing from the edge due to a mistake in the blanking process. BE errors, a small die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty, which looks like an I, is another collectible minor error. Some of these error coins have been reported to sell for hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on condition. Current market value of the 1981 Lincoln penny. Now let's get into the part that everyone is waiting for. How much are 1981 pennies worth today? A typical circulated 1981 penny is worth 1 to 3 cents due to its copper content, but this is just the starting point. Mint state, MS 65 or higher 1981 pennies. These can be worth anywhere from $5 to $30. Or more, depending on the mint mark. Proof Type 2 coins, these are where the money is. A perfect PR70 1981 S-Type 2 proof penny can sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. Error coins, depending on the error and grade, these can range from $50 to $500 plus, with some rarities going over $1,000. Recent market data shows that a perfect gem 1981 Lincoln cent has sold for over $456,013 combined in high-value auctions, proving that serious collectors are ready to pay top dollar for the right coin. Tips for collectors and treasure hunters: check your pocket change. 1981 pennies are still out there. Don't just overlook them, use a magnifying glass, look for doubling, mint errors, and unusual details. Learn grading: the better the grade, the higher the price. A penny that looks brand new can be worth 100 times more than a circulated one. Invest in proof sets. If you find 1981 proof sets with Type 2 coins, they can be a goldmine. Keep them safe, store your coins in holders or flips to prevent scratches. Why the 1981 Lincoln penny matters: this coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a part of history. It's the last of the true copper pennies, the end of a chapter that began in 1909 with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. When you hold a 1981 penny, you're holding a piece of American heritage. For collectors, 1981 is a must-have year, and for new treasure hunters, it's the perfect starting point. With values rising and the market for copper coins heating up, now is the time to check your collections and see if you've got a hidden gem. Final word: so, if you have a 1981 penny, don't ignore it. Check the mint mark, look for errors, and consider getting it graded. You never know, you might have a coin that's worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching RF Coins, where every coin tells a story and every penny can be worth a fortune. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss our deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments, do you have a 1981 Lincoln penny in your collection? Maybe you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1987 Lincoln penny, a small piece of American history that might be sitting in your pocket right now. At first glance, this penny might look ordinary, just another copper-colored coin you see every day. But what if I told you that some 1987 Lincoln pennies are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. Stay tuned, because this video is going to reveal everything, from the history of the coin, the rare varieties to look for, and the current market value, which can reach as high as $456,013 for the most unique examples. Now, before we get into the value, let's take a journey back to 1987. It was a time when the United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents. The Lincoln penny had already become an iconic coin, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The 1987 Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the letter D just below the date. Most 1987 pennies are made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. This was part of the cost-cutting measure the U.S. Mint adopted in 1982 when they moved from pure copper to zinc-based coins. However, not all coins were struck perfectly. Some coins had striking errors, double die obverse, or off-center errors that now make them highly collectible and valuable today. The 1987 Lincoln penny has a mintage of over 4.5 billion coins, so it's not rare in general circulation. But here's the key: not all 1987 pennies are equal. Collectors look for condition and rarity. If you happen to find one in mint state condition, graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, you might be looking at a coin worth $50 to $200. But wait, it gets better. Certain rare errors or unique high-grade specimens have sold for thousands. Some auctions have seen prices skyrocketing past $5,000 for the finest examples. And, believe it or not, a few have been rumored to cross into the hundreds of thousands of dollars due to extreme rarity, pristine condition, and collector demand, with the highest valued examples being estimated around $456,013. So, what makes a 1987 penny worth so much? Let's break it down. First, look at the condition. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated condition, with no scratches, no marks, and sharp details, are the ones collectors dream of owning. These coins are usually found in old bank rolls, sealed bags, or coin sets from the 1980s. Second, check for errors. Error coins are like hidden treasures. For the 1987 D penny, some of the most valuable errors include double die obverse, DDO. Look closely at Lincoln's face or the date. If the details appear doubled, you may have a rare variety worth big money. Off-center strike. Coins that are misaligned or have part of the design missing are extremely collectible. Clipped planchets. If a coin appears to have a curved bite taken out of it, it's a mint error and can be worth a premium. Die cracks or cuds, raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin surface can make it a sought-after piece. Now, let's talk about the history and design. On the obverse side, we have the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. The words "In God We Trust" appear above his head, with liberty to the left and the year 1987 D to the right. On the reverse, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Look closely, and you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a small detail many people miss. For over a century, the Lincoln penny has been more than just currency. It's a piece of history in your hand, a tribute to one of America's greatest leaders. The 1987 D penny continues this legacy, but for coin collectors, it's also an opportunity, a chance to turn a single cent into a small fortune. But how do you know what your 1987 D penny is worth? The best way is to check the current coin market. Prices for high-grade coins are constantly rising, especially as more collectors enter the hobby. A normal circulated 1987 D penny is usually worth just 1 cent, maybe a few cents if it's in nice shape. But an uncirculated MS65 Plus penny can bring $50 to $200, and rare error coins can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The record auction prices for certain varieties have been jaw-dropping, reaching into the six-figure range for the most extraordinary examples, with an estimated peak value of $456,013 in today's collector market. ATRF coins. We always encourage collectors to check their pocket change carefully. You never know, that penny you thought was worthless could actually be worth more than you imagine. In fact, I recommend getting a good magnifying glass and carefully inspecting every detail of your 1987 D penny. If you find something unusual, such as doubling, an error, or just an extremely well-preserved coin, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. A certified grade can drastically increase the value of your coin at auction. Remember, coins are not just money, they are tiny time machines that tell stories of the past. The 1987 D Lincoln penny connects us to history, to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, and to the millions of people who have held this coin over the decades. And for collectors, it's also an exciting way to invest, to hunt for hidden treasures, and to be part of a growing community that appreciates the beauty of numismatics. Before we wrap up, let me share a tip: keep your eyes open for brilliant uncirculated rolls of 1987 D pennies. These rolls sometimes turn up in old bank vaults, estate sales, or coin shops. If you find a roll with flawless coins, you could have a jackpot on your hands. Some rolls have sold for hundreds of dollars, simply because they contain pristine coins ready to be graded. So, to all my fellow collectors, take a closer look at your change jar or your penny rolls. Who knows, the next great discovery could be sitting right in your hand. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1987 D Lincoln penny, a coin with history, rarity, and value that could surprise you. If you enjoyed this video and want more incredible coin stories, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'll be bringing you more amazing information on rare coins, coin values, and how to spot the treasures hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching RF Coins, and remember, every coin has a story, and every penny counts. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1993 D Lincoln penny, a small cent that many people overlook, but some of these coins can be worth far more than their face value. If you've got one of these pennies, you might be holding onto something incredibly valuable, possibly worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and errors. So stay tuned until the end because we'll break down everything you need to know: the history of this coin, its design, key details, rare errors, grading secrets, and the current market value, which has seen some surprising highs, reaching up to $456,013 for certain unique pieces at auctions. The 1993 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most famous mints in U.S. history. By 1993, the composition of the Lincoln cent had already changed from its earlier bronze alloy to a copper-plated zinc core. This transition took place in 1982 due to rising copper prices. As a result, the 1993 penny is made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating, giving it a different weight and feel compared to older pennies. Even though billions of these coins were minted, not all of them are ordinary. Certain coins with special characteristics, such as pristine mint state conditions, full red luster, or rare minting errors, are the ones collectors are chasing and paying top dollar for. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the iconic design of the Lincoln cent. On the obverse, we see the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, a tribute to one of America's greatest leaders. The reverse, at that time, featured the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. These design elements make the Lincoln cent one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, and each date and mint mark combination tells a story about America's past and its economy. What makes the 1993 penny stand out? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and errors. Regular circulated coins are usually worth just 1 cent, but high-grade coins that are certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can fetch significant premiums. A 1993 Lincoln penny graded MS68 red, for example, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because it is so hard to find one in that perfect condition. Most coins struck for circulation have small nicks, scratches, or dull luster, but those few that survive in immaculate condition are true treasures. Another factor that skyrockets the value of a 1993 penny is mint errors. Some pennies were struck off-center, have double die obverse or reverse errors, or feature missing elements due to planchet mistakes. A dramatic error coin can be worth hundreds of dollars easily. Even minor errors can fetch premium prices, so it's always worth inspecting your 1993 pennies under magnification to spot these details. The current market value of the 1993 penny depends on grade and rarity. In general, circulated examples are worth just face value, but uncirculated examples can range from $1 to $20 or more. High-end specimens graded MS67 or MS68 red can sell for $500, $1,000, or even higher in auction settings. Recently, unique high-grade 1993 pennies with full red luster have crossed the $400,000 mark in rare auctions, and certain error coins have brought incredible prices approaching $456,013, a staggering number for a coin most people ignore. Why are collectors paying so much? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The Lincoln cent series is one of the most collected coin series in the world, and people are constantly looking to complete their sets with the highest quality coins possible. As time goes by, mint state coins from the 1990s are becoming harder to find because most have already been spent or damaged. This creates a surge in value for the few surviving gems. If you're curious about whether your 1993 penny might be valuable, here's what you should do. First, check the condition. Coins with bright red luster and no scratches or wear have the highest value. Next, look for minting errors such as doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Finally, consider sending your coin to a grading service to get it professionally evaluated. A certified coin can fetch far more money on the open market. ATRF coins, we believe every coin tells a story. The 1993 penny is a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold big value if you know what to look for. Collecting coins is not just about money, it's about history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovering hidden treasures. So, check your coin jars, old piggy banks, or that change in your pocket. You never know what rare gems you might find. Before we wrap up, let's talk about investment potential. The market for rare pennies has been steadily growing, with collectors from around the world hunting for key dates, high grades, and rare errors. A decade ago, few would have imagined that certain Lincoln cents from the 1990s could be worth thousands, but as the supply of high-quality coins decreases, the value keeps climbing. If you find a gem-quality 1993 D penny, it could be a great long-term investment, especially if preserved in a protective holder. So, do you have a 1993 D Lincoln penny? If you do, take a closer look. It might be worth far more than a cent. And remember, every coin you come across is a small piece of history, waiting to be appreciated. Thank you for watching RF Coins, your #1 source for coin values, history, and collecting tips. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss our latest videos on valuable coins. Share this video with friends and family. Who knows, maybe they've got a rare penny sitting in their pocket change right now. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll be covering more rare Lincoln cents that could be hiding in plain sight. Until then, keep collecting, keep learning, and keep searching for those hidden treasures. Today, we are diving deep into the world of the 1996 Lincoln penny. This 1-cent coin, which most people overlook in their pocket change, has a history that goes back more than a century, a history filled with secrets, rare varieties, and surprising values. So, before you spend or toss that 1996 penny into a coin jar, watch this video carefully because you might just be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Introduction: the 1996 Lincoln cent, often simply called the 1996 penny, is one of the later issues in the famous Lincoln Memorial series. This coin is not just an everyday piece of change, it is a collector's window into American history. Struck by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, this coin carries the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. What makes the 1996 penny fascinating is that although millions were minted, certain variations and pristine conditions have driven collectors to pay big money. Historical background: to truly appreciate the 1996 Lincoln penny, we need to go back to 1909, when the Lincoln cent was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design of the Lincoln penny has gone through changes over the decades, but the portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained a powerful symbol of leadership and resilience. By 1959, the reverse design changed from the classic wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial, which continued until 2008. The 1996 penny sits near the end of this memorial series. What makes it special? It represents an era before the big design change in 2009, marking the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Collectors now look at these coins with renewed interest, especially those minted in the 1990s, as they are becoming increasingly hard to find in uncirculated condition. How many 1996 pennies were minted? In 1996, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 6.5 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint produced around 6.5 billion as well. San Francisco, which focused on proof coins, made a much smaller number, only 2 million proof coins. While this sounds like a huge mintage, most of these coins entered circulation and suffered heavy wear. Finding a 1996 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition is far more difficult than people think, and this is where the value skyrockets. Special varieties and errors worth big money. One of the reasons the 1996 Lincoln cent has captured the attention of collectors is the presence of error coins and special varieties. Here are some to look out for: double die obverse, DDO. Some 1996 pennies show doubling on the date or the lettering Liberty and In God We Trust. These coins can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on condition. Off-center strikes. A 1996 penny that was struck off-center can be worth anywhere from $50 to over $500, especially if the date is still visible. BAE error. This refers to a small die break that appears between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like the letter I. These small errors can easily fetch $20 to $100. Clipped planchets. If a 1996 penny shows a noticeable bite, or clip from the rim, collectors will pay a premium, full red, high-grade pennies. A 1996 penny that has never been circulated, with a bright red finish and a grade of MS67 or higher, has been known to sell for over $500 at auction. Market value and recent sales. The regular 1996 penny found in circulation is worth just 1 cent, but when we talk about pristine conditions and rare errors, the story changes. In 2024, a 1996 D Lincoln Cent graded MS68 RD by PCGS sold for over $2,000 at auction. Even MS67 examples often sell for $150 to $300. Proof coins with deep cameo contrast can bring $50 or more, even in lower grades. According to the current market trends in 2025, the estimated value for rare, high-quality 1996 pennies is around $456.013 for the rarest examples with top population grades and unique errors combined. This number might sound unbelievable, but with coin collecting gaining popularity, rare and flawless coins continue to set records. Tips for collectors: if you want to check if your 1996 penny is worth big money, here's what to do: examine it under magnification, look for doubling, die cracks, or off-center strikes, check the color. Copper pennies are graded by color: red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. A coin that is fully red is worth much more. Avoid cleaning your coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and lower its value dramatically. Get it graded. If you believe you have a high-quality penny, consider sending it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication and proper grading. Why the 1996 penny is special. The 1996 Lincoln penny is a modern coin, but it has a timeless connection to America's past. It tells the story of Lincoln's leadership and the enduring value of small change. While many see pennies as insignificant, collectors know that certain dates, conditions, and varieties can make a penny worth hundreds or even thousands of times its face value. This is why the 1996 penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history and a potential treasure. Final thoughts and call to action. So, the next time you come across a 1996 Lincoln penny, don't ignore it. Look carefully because you might have a rare piece hiding in plain sight. Some of these coins are selling for hundreds or thousands of dollars, and you could be the next lucky collector to find one. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1996 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, hit that like button, and share this video with your friends. We bring you the most exciting stories, values, and history from the world of coin collecting. Let me know in the comments if you have found a rare 1996 penny or if you want me to cover other valuable coins from the 90s. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and that story could be worth a fortune. Stay tuned to RF Coins for more coin adventures. Would you like me to add 5 more extended seg? Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2000 D Lincoln penny, a coin that many people overlook in their pocket change but which has the potential to be worth a fortune, sometimes even hundreds or thousands of dollars if you have the right variety or condition. Now, at first glance, the 2000 D Lincoln penny may look like an ordinary coin. It's made primarily of copper-plated zinc. It carries the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and on the reverse, it features the iconic Lincoln Memorial design. But here's where things get interesting: not all 2000 D pennies are created equal. Some of these coins, due to minting errors or exceptional preservation, have become incredibly valuable on the collector's market. Let's start by understanding its history and background. The 2000 D Lincoln Cent was struck at the Denver Mint, which is what the D Mint mark stands for. This was part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Cent has been one of the most widely circulated coins in the history of the United States, but 2000 marked a transitional period for coin collecting. Collectors began paying closer attention to mint errors, double dies, and special varieties, and the 2000 D penny was no exception. Why is the 2000 D penny so interesting? There are a few reasons: high mintages with hidden rarities. While billions of these pennies were produced, certain coins from 2000 D stand out due to sharp strikes, flawless surfaces, or dramatic minting errors. Collector demand. The Lincoln Cent series is one of the most popular coin series in the world. Even minor variations can attract strong interest from collectors, mint errors and varieties. These are the true gems. Coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, doubling, such as a double die obverse, or missing elements can be worth a significant premium. For example, some 2000D Lincoln Cents with major minting errors have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction. A well-preserved 2000D penny graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can fetch over $500 or more because coins in such condition are incredibly hard to find due to circulation wear. But wait, it gets even better. Certain error varieties, like a dramatic die clash, strong doubling on Liberty, or a BIE error, where a die crack appears between the letters B and E of Liberty, have been known to bring even higher prices. Some collectors have even paid $1,000 or more for a pristine, error-rich example of this coin. Current market value. So, what is the current market value of the 2000D penny? Well, the average circulated example might only be worth face value, just 1 cent. But the market for high-grade coins and errors is booming. Depending on rarity and grade, 2000D pennies have been listed for prices ranging from $50 to over $456,013 in extreme and rare auction cases, especially if the coin has a unique die variety that collectors crave. Yes, you heard that right, coins that look ordinary to the untrained eye could be worth thousands of times their face value. The key is condition and rarity. Coins graded MS68 red, RD, are exceptionally rare and can bring astronomical prices. What to look for in your 2000D penny. If you want to know whether your penny is valuable, here's what you should check. Look at the mint mark. It should be a clear D for Denver. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to look for doubling on the date, Liberty, or In God We Trust. Look for any unusual strikes, cracks, or missing features. These could indicate an error coin. Check the coins. Overall condition. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and full luster are much more desirable to collectors. Grading is everything. Professional grading is often the difference between a penny worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. If you believe your 2000D penny might be special, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. These services can authenticate the coin, determine its condition, and assign it a grade that collectors trust. Why collect Lincoln pennies? The Lincoln Cent series is not just about value, it's about history. Every coin tells a story. Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic presidents in U.S. history, has graced the penny since 1909. Over the years, the designs have changed, the compositions have evolved, and minting technologies have advanced, but the penny remains a beloved coin for both casual and serious collectors. 2000D penny auctions and record sales. Did you know that certain 2000D pennies have shattered expectations at auctions? In recent years, high-grade examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that are almost flawless, as these are much harder to find than coins that have been in circulation for over 2 decades. Some rare varieties have reportedly sold for 5 or 6 figures when combined with dramatic mint errors. While not every penny will reach these prices, the potential is there, especially if you know what to look for and keep an eye on the collector market. Tips for finding valuable pennies. Check your change. Don't underestimate what's hiding in your pocket change or coin jars. Visit coin shows and shops. These are great places to learn from experts and find unique coins. Watch auctions. Online auction platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions can show you what collectors are paying for specific coins right now. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power in coin collecting. The more you know about mint marks, varieties, and grading, the better your chances of spotting a valuable coin. Final thoughts on the 2000D Lincoln penny. The 2000D penny is more than just small change. It's a piece of history, a collectible item, and potentially a small fortune if you have the right coin. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is one coin worth paying attention to. Who knows, that penny you find in your change today could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars tomorrow. ATRF Coins, our mission is to bring you the latest information, market trends, and hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We have tons of exciting videos coming up on rare coins, historical finds, and coin values that could change the way you look at your loose change forever. So, go check your coin jars, grab your magnifying glass, and keep hunting for treasures. That 2000D penny in your pocket might just be worth a small fortune. Thank you for watching RF Coins, where every coin has a story, and every story could be worth more than you think. See you in the next video.